In the famous words of Lance Moss, okay, folks, we have a trade to announce. And of course, as of the last few videos that I have put up, my shoulder is still messy, my back is still messy, so yeah, I got my dirty stuff on. Well, yeah, that's life now. Most people live it anyways. So, anyways, for the longest time, I didn't think anything was going to happen. I ran into a lot of issues actually trying to sell the BC Rich or trade it. I had two trades go through. One trade that was a possibly sale that the person decided he wanted to, from up here, wanted to order a San Dimas from Sweetwater instead of buying the Beast Rich. So I went on to BC Rich fan page on Facebook. Someone on Craigslist seen my ad and said that I should go post the guitar on the BC Rich classifieds, and I posted it for $800 shipped insured because I wasn't necessarily sure of the price, and this whole point in time I was under the assumption that BC Rich Mockingbird I had gotten was actually rare and super pricey. Unfortunately, you come to find out that it is actually part of BC Rich's Bronze Series, which is actually the lowest tier of BC Riches you can buy. This is the Bronze Series are their affordable range of guitars made in China. And I gotta say, like, after finding out that the actual guitar itself, new for being limited edition and everything else, only went for about 250 to 400 US back in 2003, and I was just like, so that wasn't the shocking part and the worst part. It was the fact of going on this BC Rich Classifieds forum page, on Facebook, and the way I got treated was just asinine. I had a few people that were nice to me and said, "Oh, hey, your price is a little high. These went for this much, and it's this series." So I did make a posting and said, thank you. But beyond that, I got trolled. I got people doing the LOL thing on my posting. I got people saying, like, "Are you fucking crazy? You can't." No, sorry. Oh, there goes my monetization for the video. Are you crazy? It's not this much. You're still charging, even after lowering it down and saying 500 shipped insured, which I was willing to do anywhere in North America for the guitar. I still had people jumping on and doing the trolling thing and saying, like, you can get this guitar for like $200. There's no way you're gonna get that much for it. You're crazy. And eventually, I just said last night, this morning, I was like, screw this crap. I don't need it. And I felt like telling people off more. And I was just like, nope, delete it. Okay, so that comes to then today. I noticed the one initial deal that I had in place. The guy put the ad back up, and it was a guy that I dealt with previously for the black made in Mexico 95 Strat that I unfortunately sanded to its death and refinished to its death. So I I recontacted him. I said, still having a hard time to move the guitar we were talking about. And he was like, well, he goes, yeah, he goes, you still have yours? And he goes, you still want to trade? And I'm like, So I said, yeah, if you still want to trade, then yeah, I don't mind doing the trade. So eventually he said, okay, well, he was originally was going to do it Wednesday, and eventually he came back to me. He said, give me your address, I'll be right over. So 4 o'clock Eastern, he showed up with his common-law wife, who ended up, I guess it was her guitar that I got, or whatnot, or his guitar, or either way, the BC Rich is actually going to her. So cool that a female player is going to be getting the guitar and really likes it. So again, the deal did finally go down, and I'll basically say right now, it's a mutt, that what I got, but it's an interesting mutt. So with that said, the guitar did have a left-hand tremolo shoved into the right-handed tremolo. Sorry, left-handed tremolo arm shoved into the right-handed tremolo. Luckily enough, I had another tremolo sitting around, and I just very carefully worked the other one back into it. There was a lot of rust and crap in there, and I worked the right hand tremolo for to properly be a tremolo on it, or sorry, the proper tremolo arm. Obviously I need more of this coffee stuff. So anyways, again, like I said, this is a mutt. It is functional. I will play it, but it is going towards the other Squier strat that I did the fret job on, that I'm going to end up giving to my bud Wayne when I get it all together, and it'll give him a guitar. He had a guitar, he wants to learn again, so I'm going to give him the other guitar with the electronics and the tremolo off of this. Hopefully it'll all go together right. But anyways, so here's what we got. It is a crafted in China strat neck. I do not know what the neck is, but right off the bat, it is a practically brand spanking new neck. It has a Squier badge. Unfortunately, he's used square head screws to put it in, but this is basically the guitar. It is, of course, a Fender Stratocaster. According to what is said, the neck itself says Squier Stratocaster. I'm assuming that I don't think it's a deluxe. I think it might be a classic vibe 50s neck, but going by how the neck is and whatnot, how clear and perfect and practically new. Well, actually, let's go by the serial here. CGS 10. So this was basically a 2010 neck. Like I said, the neck is practically mint. There's no warping in it. The frets feel pretty good. Strings probably need to be replaced, but anyways, tuners definitely need to be replaced. So luckily enough, I get a set coming of locking that will be perfect for this. So basically, it's a Squier, probably, I'm venturing to guess it's either a 50s neck or a Squier, probably not a 50s neck. I would venture to guess by the tinting and nice flame going on in it that the camera can't really pick up that well. Well, you can see it a little bit. I'm going to venture to guess that this actually is a Squier Deluxe Stratocaster neck from the Deluxe series strats. body claims to be a made in Mexico, going by the nature of its weight and shape. I have no reason to suspect that it isn't a made in Mexico. It has a lot of... It's definitely got a lot of mojo going on to it. As you can see here, big crack there. There's also another crack going on there that can be picked up a bit. It's also got a nice little bit of tail damage, which again, why I said I suspect that it is a genuine made in Mexico strat body. Again, I have there's some cracking there around the heel, which also is understandable. So there's like some natural checking going on in the poly or whatnot. In other words, it has a lot of mojo, and on top of that, this body is almost identical to the body that I had on my very first Fender Stratocaster, the 68 reissue, that I got back in the mid 80s of my very first guitar. So I'll probably come back and see if I can show this other big nasty crack here across the front. Like, she's beat. That's why I'm calling it a mutt, with the way the body damage is, and the neck. But you know, when people talk about relic guitars and whatnot, this body is truly what you would call a overtime relic in how it's been played and everything else. So pickups look rough. They got some kind of rust and crap, and the knobs are kind of whitish. Again, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do for the pickups for this. I might go back and do the guitar fetish, Jimi Hendrix pickups again, or I might go a totally different route. Either way, the electronics and the tremolo on this are going on to the Strat, and eventually you will see the Strat demoed for me. This guitar I will demo, and probably play it for a while. Probably could use some like new strings. Frets seem to be like in really good shape. They look like they're a medium fret, not a jumbo, so beyond that, yeah, so there's the mutt in Olympic weight with natural relicking from the age of the actual body. Probably when I get around to changing the hardware and that, I will probably pop the neck off, as well as when I pop this off, I'll know for sure if it's made in Mexico, because again, there'll be the little rider holding root here. So that said, gone back to my roots a bit, and that's the mutt, and that's the trade. Thanks for viewing, folks, and hope everyone's doing well, and I will be back up later with sound samples of this nasty mutt beast that I just acquired. Bye for now. Take care, everyone.